All right, awesome. So, thank you so much for showing up. And anyone who's listening to the recording, we are on day 4, which is one day from completing something most people never finish. And I wanted to read this out. I read this in somebody else's post, which I feel is so important. I can't put it in the same words. So, this is a guy who his name is John Miles, and he has a podcast. It's called The Ignited Life. So, we need to learn from whoever is teaching us. So I'm constantly learning. And I thought this was so profound. He says, most people are trying to solve a life they haven't actually tested. And they build plans against assumptions about what will fulfill them, what success should feel like, and who they're supposed to become. They follow those plans with discipline and end up somewhere that works, but it does not register. So the issue is not effort, it's the model, it's the system that we were talking about. In a world that is fundamentally unknowable, we don't know what's coming, long range planning becomes a design flaw. So we cannot have, like, unless we've reduced the assumptions, we cannot say, okay, forever I'm just going to keep doing this. We constantly need some kind of, yeah, looking, reviewing. And you can't think your way into a meaningful life you have not experienced. So, with that, I wanted to start today by saying something I mean entirely. Look at what you've done this week, right? 4 mornings ago, most of you did not had not made this drink. You didn't know what bile production meant. Maybe you didn't know that maybe black pepper and turmeric together can make your turmeric 2000% more bioavailable, and maybe you did not know that your gut produces more serotonin, the happy hormone, more than your brain, even though it has to go from the gut to the brain. Well, now you do. And more than knowing it, you've even felt it. You felt the energy. You felt something different, right? So I want to hear from you one more time before we go into today's teaching. So, Ines, maybe you can answer that for me. What is the single most surprising thing your body has shown you this week? Not what you expected, but what actually happened.
Uh, what actually happened?
Like, did you feel any kind of a shift that, you were going a certain way, and then by drinking this, you felt something different?
I don't know if it's something different, but I feel like my body reacted well, like to the freshness of the juice, and it just one thing I learned, I guess, is like I don't need to like take a puff to feel satisfied or to like quench that thirst. I can go to
Yeah.
like health nutrition. So to see that my body received it well, and I wasn't like craving those puffs and stuff afterwards, and it was very filling, like you said yourself. It was very filling to me as well. So it's one thing I wasn't expecting, and I learned as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and every day is not going to be the same. So this morning, again, I have no idea. I woke up with a migraine, which does not happen a lot. I used to have migraines way back, like 10 years ago, but I was really surprised because it's not like I was up late. I was like 11 o'clock, which is, of course, a little later than my usual. And I slept for the entire night, but I woke up this morning and I was just such a heavy head. And I was like, how am I going to do this call? I can barely open my eyes. And I said, okay, I'm going to drink my drink and let's see what happens. And seriously, it did wonders. I drank more than my normal. You can still see my hands have the beetroot on it. And seriously, here I am. I'm sitting here talking as if it didn't even happen. So here on this call, we did 4 days, one drink, one conversation with your body that most women probably have never been shown how to have. And our bodies are answering that. And imagine if your body can make a shift with just one drink, then do you realize how many little changes you could stack up to shift from fatigue to feeling fabulous? Right? Because our body has the power to heal itself if only we give it the right conditions. And It always does. Like I just explained, like this morning, my eyes were barely opening like that. I didn't go to the gym because I said I can't, and I got to listen to my body, so I didn't. But when we listen to our body, it starts. We finally speak its language, and this is what I want to build on today. Uh, so I want to ask because only you're on the call. I want to ask you something honestly. What did you actually come into this challenge wanting? And I don't mean what you typed in the registration form or at that time. I mean the real answer, the one underneath. Like for most women who join this, the surface answer is I want to lose weight, I want the belly to go, I want more energy, I want the headaches to stop. Those are real, and I'm not dismissing them. But but underneath them, there is usually something larger, like women will say, I want to feel like myself again. I want to be able to do the things I love without my body slowing me down. I want to look at the next 5 years, 10 years, and feel ready for them, not afraid of them. I want to age the way I always imagined I would, with energy, with strength, with my mind sharp and my body capable. Isn't that closer to the truth? What did you come to this challenge actually wanting, Ines?
Yeah, so that's actually a very great question. And for the past week, I've been thinking to myself, like, how can I love myself more better? And one of those ways, taking care of myself, taking care of my health. So what can I do to to just make sure that I'm doing good, I'm doing well. And one of the key things is the health. Like, how am I showing up for myself when it comes to health? Like, honestly, like speaking to myself. And I realized I wasn't doing much, honestly. I was just taking advantage, like, oh, I'm still young. I can talk about later. But oh, no, don't do that. It's not a great idea. So just take advantage of your youth to like implement those like good habits. And in the long run, it will be very like helpful and beneficial for you. Like, like I said in the past video, like, we don't have full control on our health. Random sicknesses can just come, but let's do what we can do to try to prevent actually those things. So signing up, I just wanted to know like steps or like advice or like things I can implement now that will help me like in my overall health. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you so
Step
much
to
for
that journey.
that. I know. Thank you for speaking for all others who are going to be listening later on. And here's what I want to tell you about that truth. It is completely achievable. It's not a fantasy. It is a biological reality. I have some neighbors here who are in their 90s. There's a neighbor here, she's 97, and she's still walking her dog. Her dog died. And she was like, oh, should I get another dog? She walks around, she laughs, and so it is possible. I mean, there are some 30-year-olds who are feeling very, very sick. So but it requires a different conversation than the one that we see on social media or what the wellness industry has been having with us. Take this drink or take this supplement or take this one thing or get this surgery, or there is no miracle to it. Our life is itself a miracle, and it just needs a strong foundation, right? So the conversation about weight loss, so the industry just talks about weight loss. It only asks, how do I get smaller, right? But the conversation I want to have with you asks, how do I get stronger? I don't care about whether you have a 30-inch waist or a 25-inch or a 36-inch. It doesn't matter. The point is, you got to feel strong. And those two questions lead to entirely different places, because if you focus only on weight loss, you're going to look for very different answers and remedies. Most people who are looking for just weight loss are looking for a quick remedy. They want to do something quick. Whereas when you're looking for strength, you are actually changing the course of your life. You're changing the choices you make, right? So let me tell you what actually drives the symptoms most of you came in with. Uh, some came in with, oh, I have belly fat and it doesn't shift. It's not primarily a calorie problem. It is an inflammation and hormonal problem. It's driven by a gut that is overburdened and a microbiome that is out of balance. That's why you're gaining the weight. What about the fatigue? The fatigue that's you just won't go because, okay, I'll just sleep and people are sleeping and they're still waking up tired. Because it's not primarily just a resting problem, it is a problem at the cellular energy level. It's driven by mitochondria that are underfueled and underprotected, and by neurotransmitter production that has been disrupted at the gut level, because the gut is where all your energy production is happening. So if we are just going to, okay, I'll just sleep more or I'll listen to some meditation, it's not going to solve it unless we start focusing on the gut. Again, the brain fog and low mood, they're not primarily a stress problem, but again, it's how the gut and the brain are communicating, because 70% of the neurotransmitters are being made in the gut. So again, the muscle loss and physical weakness that most women over 45 quietly notice, the feeling that your body is becoming less capable, is not primarily an aging problem either. It is a nutrition and recovery problem. It is what happens when the body has been under chronic inflammatory load for years. It's a cleaning problem. Really, like even the thyroid is a cleaning problem. And doctors will give you medication for thyroid. It doesn't solve anything. I had a client who was on the top maximum dose of her thyroid medication, but she still had all the symptoms. Plus, she started experiencing bone loss because that's what the thyroid medication does. So now she was even weaker, and there was nothing that the doctors could do other than change her thyroid medication. So when the doctor called her and she said, I'm still experiencing those symptoms and some more, so the doctor said, okay, I'll change your medication. But that doesn't solve the problem. It's just really so sad that we have not been taught about all these things. So here's this extraordinary thing. All of these problems share the same root system. Clean the gut, restore the microbiome, reduce the systemic inflammation, give the body the specific nutrients that rebuild the tissue, protect the brain, and stabilize the hormonal environment. So the system inside is a reflection of the system we create outside of us, right? And the body, maybe you're 35, 45, 52, 58, doesn't matter, it'll respond. Not by becoming younger, but becoming stronger. So now this week, you have started that process already by cleaning it out. And this drink has been clearing the loading dock, as I called it on day one. And your gut has received 4 days, 5 days of signals that something is changing. But here's the honest truth I want to share with you today. The clearing is just the beginning. It's not the final thing. You got to keep clearing every day, like we brush our teeth every day. So once the gut begins to clear, it becomes capable of something it was not before. Like it starts absorbing nutrients with more precision. And that is when the serious work of building can begin. So many women in this group and those who came for coaching have one common thread, and that is, Ines, can you tell me what do you think has been the common thread among all the women that have been here? One problem that everyone's complaining of.
Yeah, I think just a very stressed life and overwhelming life. I feel like it's a general theme among all of us. I don't know if that's what you're thinking about.
No, that's totally fair. The stress and the fatigue. What I've heard from
Yeah,
everyone is that I'm just tired, right?
yeah, mhm.
Everyone is talking about fatigue. It doesn't matter whether they are at an ideal weight or they're more than what weight, or it doesn't matter. But the point is that if you're tired, you're not feeling strong, right? So as you learned this week, that fatigue is literally, it means you're having to carry that extra load of toxins that you hear as inflammation, gut dysbiosis, or in social media, oh, you have these anti-inflammatory foods, and here are the antioxidant supplements, or here's this remedy, or here's another procedure, right? So when we have fatigue, we go online and we start checking what can I do for fatigue, and all of these things come up. And I'm not saying they're all wrong. They're all kind of leading you to something, but a supplement, a procedure, a hack is not solving that. So this is where ancient botanical wisdom becomes extraordinarily relevant. And in my coaching, I do introduce some great remedies from nature, and soon I am going to be building um, a combination of some of the herbs from nature, which are in Ayurveda, to help us, give the boost to our system to start clearing as we eat normal food. But I also wanted to remind you that all of this only works when you are cleaning your gut with consistency. So if I was to just give you, oh, here's a powder, it's not going to work. We have to go through a process of a clean plate, which is a clean gut, and then you add things, they start getting absorbed. So I want to remind you about how we build that consistency, because without consistency, everything else fails. You can try something for 2 days, 4 days, but you stop it, then you're back to where you were. So, not with motivation or by feeling guilty, but really we start making a plan. We make a daily plan or something that'll work, something that you can flex around, change as you go along, with the knowledge that you gain through coaching and through being part of a community. So, in this planning, you need to have knowledge. You need to have the belief that your body is capable of healing itself. Then you have to have the intention. This is where you ask yourself, why do I really care to have more energy? So, we answered that question yesterday. Most of the women who were here, they said, why do you care to have that energy? And I said, because, the people around me, my family, my kids, or I have this important work to do. So if I don't have the energy, how am I going to bring that, creativity in the world? So then action becomes a no-brainer. So once you have the knowledge, the belief, the intention, then taking action is a lot easier, right? And then consistency can become doable. And if we are part of a community, it is easier to be consistent. So not only with the community, but also we need to create a system where around ourselves, around our homes, around how we do everything to make it your new way of living with a clean gut and a sharp brain. And all of this is good if we are enjoying the process, right? Enjoyment is the fuel to keep this beautiful body machine running as long as you travel on this planet. Because if it becomes a chore, even if you do it, what's the point, right? What's the point? If you're not enjoying it, why do it? Because you're an intelligent woman, and that's why you are listening to your body. And that's why you are here to explore what is possible to make this amazing body of yours shine and sparkle. And that's why you're asking, how can I make myself strong? So, there are some specific herbs that I will talk about. If you need to on this call, I can talk about some of them that help with gaining strength in women. Again, you have to do them consistently. Again, you have to first make sure that you are cleaning first and then adding those herbs. However, to have any results, like I said, consistency of cleaning and creating a system is what will work. So, any questions so far, Ines, before I go ahead with what I can do to help with that consistency in cleaning?
No, everything is clear so far. Maybe share maybe a small testimony of yours. Was it like always, I don't want to say easy, but like your journey at first, was it easy or you kind of had to build yourself to being able to become consistent? I know you mentioned something about making it like more enjoyable. So did that help you personally in your journey as well?
In my journey or in the clients that I have?
Well, you can talk about your journey or the clients' testimonials and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so me, when I was doing my coaching certification program, this is what really made me go through it. It was a year-long program, and because I was part of a coaching program, so there were so many others doing it along with me. And then the coach was actually talking to me personally as well. Once every 2 weeks, I was talking to her about my own personal things. So it was doable because I was slowly doing it, creating a system around me. It wasn't like get it done in 4 days or things like that. It was understanding everything, and then I learned how to make it enjoyable. I learned how to have fun around it. I also learned actually that it only works when I can integrate it with my own foods, my own culture. It's not like I get a diet, a meal plan, and I can't follow that. Maybe I'll follow it for 4 or 5 days, but I can't follow somebody else's recipe and somebody else's meal plan. I have to know, okay, I have these ingredients. I want to eat something like this. And how can I make it healthy? How can I make it so that it's not overloading my body? And with my clients, what they have been saying is that when we come together as a group in a membership, then they enjoy that. They get motivation because they share their wins and their challenges with each other, and they start enjoying the process. And then it becomes their new way of living. So that's where it is. And so I want to offer a 3 week program because, I do offer 3 months, but this time I wanted to take it from a challenge of where we were cleaning for 5 days to experience something in just 3 weeks and see how that goes. Because 3 weeks of doing something and then we move to the next level is also something that people have said that smaller steps are more enjoyable. So the next program that I want to offer is for 3 weeks. The results that I can expect people to have is that you'll end up creating a system around your kitchen that makes it easy to eat for energy and spend less time and money on your groceries. Because, if you're confused, you're going to end up buying more things, and you're going to buy things that your body doesn't need. But you're also going to spend more time thinking, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? Maybe this will help. And we spend too much money on things. So, what my goal is that in the very first week, we do a deep dive on how to do grocery shopping, how to make your kitchen like your very well working system. So, how to clean out your kitchen and make it work so it becomes easy to cook, it becomes easy to choose the things. And seriously, my grocery bill went down by $1,000 every month after I became clear. Because now I only have like a few things to buy. I go once a week only to shop, and it's very specific, and there's a system. I've been doing this for 10 years now. So that's what I will aim to have everyone who takes part in this to have reduce their grocery bill and reduce their grocery shopping time and a system. And then the second result is that you will continue your gut brain cleanse routine daily so you can stop feeling tired and actually feel strong. And the third result I expect is that you will eat a breakfast that is simple to put together, plus makes your eyes and your skin glow, and you can do it consistently. And then the fourth one, make your recipes for summer that will let you enjoy your food and culture without draining your energy or adding unnecessary weight. So, my invitation to you is to join this community of intentionality as a woman who is the foundation of a strong community around her and who has a strong purpose in life. And so we plan to go into summer. It's a springtime, very good time to clear our body, clear our kitchen, spring cleaning of everything, and get ready for a very enjoyable summer that does not drain you out with all the festivities that we do. Because there is a system of feasting and fasting, and how do you do it so your body is actually getting the benefit and you're enjoying your culture. So my invitation is that, you know, prioritize that strong foundation so your dreams can take wings. Everything works when you are strong, and it's way harder to achieve those dreams when you are dragging yourself and sitting with a heavy head. Your creativity cannot shine and you start doubting yourself. So, any questions before we go ahead with what we'll do every week? Things like that.
No, everything is clear. Thank you for answering my question.
Okay, so in these 3 weeks, the week one will be cleaning up your kitchen and arrive at a clean grocery shopping system. Then week two is make 3 to 5 breakfast recipes that your family enjoys, easy to put together, and a routine of cleanse and energy. And week three, how to enjoy treats in summer without the fatigue. So you do not need to decide this second, but I want to be honest with you. What happens after a challenge ends without a clear next step is the same thing that has happened before. The habit softens, the clarity fades, life fills the space that the challenge created. So, this 3 week program is the container that holds what this week started and takes it somewhere worth going. Um, I can put the link in the chat. Um, if you want to enroll for it, I'll send it on the email and in the WhatsApp group. Um, but any questions you have about today's teaching, about this summer or spring cleanse program, about anything that has come up this week?
I don't have any other like particular questions.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. So let me put this link in the chat. Are you interested in joining the program? Or you maybe you just want to take a look at it and see what it.
Yes, I'm interested because if I can do
Yeah.
stuff for my health and save on the grocery bill as well, all
Yeah.
about building system long term,
Mhm.
yeah, it resonates with me a lot.
Okay, so there's the link in the chat.
Mm.
You can copy that and look at it. I can share a QR code if you're interested. Let me see if I can share my screen. And where is it? Oh, where is it? Share my screen. Share and share the screen here. So here, here's the QR code that you can
Yeah.
scan now.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you.
yeah, and that's it. I think for now, I will let you all think about it and continue drinking your drink. Um, and ask me any questions later on when you have in the email in the group and anything you want to share.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for your time, for sharing all your knowledge and experience.
Well, thanks so much for coming. And yeah, if you want to know about the herbs, the Ayurvedic herbs, let me know and I will send more information in the email as well.
Excellent. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay. You take care. Have yourselves a nice day, and I will see you tomorrow.
You too. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.